Today we're conducting a reconnaissance mission with a platoon of Leopard 1A5s. Like any good reconnaissance mission, this starts out with some questions by the commander. Specifically, does the enemy have reconnaissance forces in our area of operations? Do they have mechanized infantry? And the final two questions, are there tanks vicinity here and vicinity here? So let's go ahead and get started. Going to give my formation a marching order up to the line of departure, make sure that we're at close interval as far as spacing. From there, we'll transition to an engaged tactic, moving down the highway itself. Again, close spacing, make sure we're in a wedge formation. And we're going to go ahead and begin. So I've been looking at this rifle stored up here on the turret of a Leopard 1A5, and I'm going to assume, based on some of the parts of it, that it is somehow mounted on here, which is a pretty cool idea. Yeah, looks like it's definitely a mount. You can see there, that's where the buttstock fits in. That's where the muzzle itself fits in. So that's kind of cool. Have them easily accessible by the loader as well as the TC. Now, I don't know how well they'd survive, taking a round, but we'll see. I guess in theory, too, if you take a round in a Leopard 1A5, your chances of survival are pretty low. Let's speed this up. This mission comes with Steel Beast itself, with the base copy of the game. While there's some English translations for the briefings, all of the triggers and all of the radio communication in the game is all in German, so I have no idea what it says. Which just makes it more fun, right? Yep, there we are. There's some stuff. Scouts. Or go ahead and get online. Now, usually where there's dismounts, there tends to be vehicles, so we're going to bound forward, see if we can find those things. Right now, it just looks like, well, nope.
Gunner, Sabo, PC.
There we go.
Fire, heat. Target. Ceasefire.
Okay, well, we have definitely determined that the enemy has reconnaissance forces in our area of operations, so we can go ahead and report that. This looks like an enemy observation post.
Fire to adjust.
Looks like additional PCs. Keep an eye out. Now, if we had mortars or something similar, I'd just bypass and, hit the infantry with those, but I don't. Oh, there we are. That was a heat round, so that probably didn't do very much. Or it killed him. I'll take that. So the problem with firing heat rounds into a forest is, of course, they contact the trees, they explode, and you don't have the effects that you necessarily want. Now, in that case, the enemy, I think it's a variant of a BTR, not real up on my vehicle identification today, so I'm not going to claim it's a 60 or a 70. Maybe it's a 70, I don't know. We'll see in the debriefing itself. Another PC. Good lord, there are a lot of infantry here.
Target.
Yep, there's always one more. Killing infantry is definitely an area where your infantry fighting vehicles shine. Alright, now we've got our scouts running into more PCs in their area of operations.
Contact. Troops, front. Gunner, PC. Fire.
See if we can hit them.
Target.
I got him.
Re-engage. Fire.
Really? Re-engage? Alright.
Last heat. PC. Fire. Target. Ceasefire.
Alright, so, pretty decent action so far. We've killed, what, 2, 3 platoons, something like that? We're going to go ahead and take this opportunity while we've got it to reload. We've expended quite a bit of ammunition at the platoon level.
Contact. Troops, front.
I mean, of course there are troops front. There's always troops front in these woods. Why would there not be troops, right? Oh, okay. Yeah. That should be it for that engagement. We're going to move back to a wedge and continue moving forward. Now, I'm not sure if you classify that as light reconnaissance or as, well, motorized infantry, certainly. I don't know, mechanized. We'll go forward and we'll see what else we can find in this area. Lots of troops being encountered so far. Alright, we're going to continue down this route, passing the town of Gorlik, moving on to Telvik. I apologize if I am horribly mispronouncing these names of these towns. Pretty quiet thus far, which is a little bit unnerving. Really worried that I'm gonna round this corner and encounter a bunch of tanks. That would not be particularly fun. So far, the town appears to be relatively clear. Interesting. Alright. I'm thinking about making the call that there's no enemy tanks in this town.
Truck. Fire and adjust.
Enemy truck.
Fire and adjust.
We'll move in and see what we can find, but really don't like the angle I'm getting on this thing.
Fire
There
and
it
adjust.
is. There's no way that hit.
Truck. Fire and adjust. Fire. Target. Truck. Fire and adjust. Fire and adjust.
Of course. Gotta always worry about those trees being in the way. Let's see. That ain't gonna work.
Fire and adjust.
Gotta get these, like, narrow windows of opportunity. And judging by the fact that I'm able to move this far forward, I'm gonna guess there's probably no tanks in the other town as well.
Cease fire.
Alright. Wingman got him. Let's continue moving forward. So, there are no Panzers in Telvik. Let's see. Motorized rifle dismount sighted. I mean... yeah, they were definitely motorized, that's for sure. Now, hopefully that translated properly and that doesn't penalize us in the scoring process itself, but... So with reconnaissance missions in Steel Beast, they're a little bit more difficult to do simply for the fact that you've got to, well, really reconnaissance missions are based on reporting information in a timely and accurate manner. So the designer has to be very diligent in what triggers you're using to basically send up the report and to make sure that they're well understood. We'll continue forward to this town, but I don't think it's got tanks in it, otherwise we would have encountered them by this point. But you never know, there may be one hiding in the town, so we'll see. And of course, since we can't see any tanks, I'm being a bit more aggressive than I probably should be, but it's alright. Looks like we've encountered a relatively token force thus far. Now, who knows? I may, you know, there may be an entire battalion of tanks right behind that forest. I have no idea. But I guess that's why we're getting paid, right? But anyway, yeah, definitely light reconnaissance. I'd classify what we saw as motorized infantry. I mean, BTRs with dismounts. I don't know how you can make it that much more clear. And I'm not seeing enemy tanks in this vicinity. The nice thing about this mission, too, is it's the enemy force is pretty much randomly generated, or, you know, at least as random as you can get in Steel Beast. So, you still have to put down troops as a scenario designer, or your units or whatnot, but you can have them appear based on certain randomized values being generated, or not appear based on those.
Contact. TC. Fire.
Okay, enemy reconnaissance asset in the town. Let's see if we can pounce on them.
Reverse right.
Alright, easy there, killer.
Fire.
I got this. Or not.
Fire.
Say my wingmen are pretty on point today. Alright, I'm gonna say that there is no tanks in this town. We're gonna report that up. And now we're gonna get out of here. Let's move at a top speed in a close formation.
Contact. True. Left.
You know what? Just for the fun of it, I'd normally never do this, but we'll call it an airstrike. It'd probably be more useful against enemy tanks that you've spotted, so you can actually advance forward, but it doesn't look like there's any other targets, at least that we've seen. The debriefing will, of course, tell all, as per usual. Looks like the airstrike took place, and, well, we'll see if that did anything in the debriefing once we get into the town of Gorlik. Alright, got a major victory. Hit percentage 66, not great. We killed 10 units overall. Let's see what this actually looked like as far as the actual enemy. So, there's us moving along. Enemy reconnaissance assets, which we destroyed. Honestly, there really wasn't a whole lot on this map. Alright, so that was the mission. Let's see if that airstrike actually did anything. Maybe? Let's go back here. So we had that hit, and I think it killed a few things. Nothing too impressive overall. Alright, well, that was the mission. Hope you enjoyed watching it, and again, this is available with the download of Steel Beast if you have it and want to play this mission. So, see you guys later.